I will mention that we're on a fat guy text thread.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Some of the fattest, most interesting people in Hollywood texting.
I really am. I'm trying to make that a club that people whisper about.
Yeah.
I'm on a non-threatening comedic actor text chain.
Okay.
So it's like me, Max Greenfield, Jake Johnson, Paul Rudd,
And that's called non-threatening?
Non-threatening.
There's no other word for that group of guys?
There's no. What, Jews? They're not even all Jewish. We feel bad for the ones that aren't.
Yeah, right.
'Cause
That's a smaller text
it's
thread.
a smaller. I'm sure in our text thread, there's an even smaller group of the ones that always get like Jay Baruchel's like, I'm not even freaking Jewish. Excited about today.
I'm pumped for today. I mean, I'm back in New York, and the weather is amazing.
You've been in New York for some really nice days.
This is the days I miss in New York.
Yeah.
The Octobers and the Septembers and the Aprils.
How picturesque was it in the West Village yesterday when we stopped for lunch?
That was insane.
That street
We went
with
out,
the like,
we had literal like white pollen was falling. It looked like influencer would be standing there. We were on some little side street off like Sullivan,
awesome.
and it was just like beautiful. It was insane.
It was great. Yeah, this is the time.
Ann and Bernie didn't find it that insane. They were like, this is kind of
they're corporate. We're the talent. We're like
we're the artists.
We're the artists.
Bernie's an actual artist.
Bernie's like painting. Like what?
These guys are artists. They've said fucking cum jokes for like an hour and a half a day for 20 days.
Speaking of cum jokes, I had a snack in a bar recently.
Okay, I'm waiting for this connection.
Pickled pineapple.
Whoa, what did your jizz taste like after? You know I do before and after.
Dr. Pepper.
You know what comes in flavors, Dr. Perry? Dr. Perry.
Dr. Perry.
Dr. Pepper comes in wild cherry Dr. Pepper.
Wild cherry Dr. Pepper. Well, I guess all Dr. Perry. I guess all Dr. Pepper is technically cherry flavored.
Yeah, and this episode we have coming up is very cherry flavored.
Yeah, completely.
we got the man, the legend himself from. I know him from UCB, and the world knows him from Severance, but the security guards here at SiriusXM know him from the TV show You.
Yeah, which was tough because when he came in and told us that, we were like, you're on that show?
Yeah, and I felt bad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I honestly didn't even know there was a show called You, and I had to like put it together that I was like,
it's the Penn Badgley like.
I know that now, but
show.
as it was happening, it was like a weird who's on first moment.
Yeah, okay.
Because I was like,
he knew me from You.
Yeah, and that's what he said. He goes, he knew me from You, and I was like, from me. And he goes,
I'm on
no.
first.
He goes, no, from You, and I was like, yeah, from Adam? And he's like, no, from You, the show. And I was like, my show? Like I couldn't get it. And then I realized he was talking about a more successful television show.
Nothing's more successful than this television show.
Let's get him in here. Can we do it? Can he come on now, Ann?
Dr. Perry, please send in Zach Cherry. Doctor, give me the news. We got Zach Cherry on the podcast today.
Oh, good ending. Zach, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah. We're pumped to have you. Big actual fucking celebrity in the house.
Oh, yeah. It's nice to have a fucking name up in here. Not just me and Gabrus fucking sharing the star power. You are having a good year, buddy.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Severance is shot like everywhere on the East, right? Because everybody has a TikTok trend now that's like, I'm at the offices, they're in New Jersey, and then someone's like, I'm at the diner in Kingston, New York. Like,
that's pretty much the extent, though. It's basically it's from New Jersey to Kingston is kind of the.
So you're just going up the New York Thruway.
Yeah, basically most of it. A little bit was in Newfoundland this year, but I didn't go.
Awesome.
Spoiler!
Are you not caught up? Are you not caught up?
No, I'm waiting.
Oh shit!
I'm waiting for season 3 to watch season 2.
Are you fucking serious? You're not caught up?
No, I'm not caught up.
Shit! What am I gonna? Now we have to go out to separate lunches.
Well, we can I
have so much stuff I want to talk to you about.
I have all 10 episodes downloaded on my iPad to watch. And
Dude, the 1 week.
I know. Well, I didn't want to cram and then be here fawning over them and asking for autographs and shit.
We could talk about the show without ask for autographs. What are different things? I want to know about the show. But I mostly I
can still say where we shot things. That's not going to affect.
No, but that's pissing me off. Though, honestly, I love Kingston. I didn't know that.
A lot of my questions.
Pretty nice.
A lot of my questions were production related because as an actor, part of what is so fun about seeing your friends, people that I know you from improvising in a basement together, and then when you see your friends working, you're also an actor, so you're like, oh man, it was cold, I can. That stuff, and so I have all these questions I wanted to ask you about. God, that must have been annoying.
It was cold.
It was cold. Yeah, was it really cold?
Whatever the situation is, it was.
Was
cold.
It really cold?
It was really cold.
Because it looked like watching that. I was like, these guys must have been. Because I can imagine myself when someone's like, we need to do it again. And you're like, okay, you're getting psyched.
And it was windy. It was really windy.
So your sound is all pissed off. Oh my god!
Multiple days we had to not shoot because of wind.
Those are great days though. That's like a snow day when you get to work and they're like
wind day.
Yeah. You guys just go and get wasted.
You just get in that tornado shelter.
Because that's what I would do on a snow day.
I think I just stayed in my cabin.
To get your cabin?
Yeah.
Did you just jerk off 4 times to Wheel of Fortune? That's what I did on snow days.
To Wheel of Fortune.
Those women are beautiful.
Those women, it was one.
Vanna. Oh, I'm thinking of Price is Right. The ladies showing off the jet skis would get me going.
Oh, yeah.
Zach, we ask all our guests this to kick off our conversations. Yes, I know we're in minute 28, but what are you doing to stay alive?
Yeah, I guess it's not the highest priority of mine. I wasn't vetted before coming on here to you never even asked if I'm really going for that.
We will have some guests, viewers at home that want to die.
If you're going, and I'm just as a friend, if you're going for the opposite, I can do that for you.
No, I'm not going for the opposite.
I'll throw you down a flight of stairs. I make it look like an accident. I actually know someone that would take the guilt off of me.
Get your life insurance popping, and
I will reach out.
Yeah, please.
No, I'm sort of in neutral. It's like I am alive, so I'd like it to be good. That's sort of the approach that I'm taking.
You didn't say I'd like to stay.
Well, I mean, it's sort of out of my control. Yeah. What am I going to do?
You treat life the way I treat Hollywood. It's out of my control.
I'm here.
Just want to do the best job I can.
Let's keep it good.
Yeah.
Life is just one $10 set for life scratch off.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, and hey, we're scratching. It might be a win.
Oh, a coin. Fun.
Be.
$5 off a $10 card. That's my move.
What?
Lose money still.
Do you want a tissue?
Yeah.
Ann?
I'm sweating in here.
Yeah, it's hot.
They usually keep the AC cranking in
Honestly, I'm wearing a jacket because it's part of the look, and I don't want to take it off. Because when I was getting dressed this morning, I always sometimes I'll throw on a white button-down shirt because it's so easy. It's it's just no
Manzuka
thinking.
style?
Manzuka style, Steve Jobs-ish. You grab one white button-down shirt, you're fine. But I always look like a Hasidic Jew in a white button-down shirt. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing on the bottom. I look like...
You went to go buy a camera battery at B&H and they were like, you're late!
No, I was like, someone was like, what aisle? I was like, what? I always look like a Hasidic, like a young, the cool rabbi that's
I have an earring.
Yeah, I have an earring. It's we accept everything, but let me tell you why I'd like to talk to you,
Yeah.
I can't wear white dress shirts because they immediately become see-through here.
No, I'm schwitzing.
All my trigger points become
I'm schwitzing like crazy.
My lower back, it's stuck.
That's why I wear heathered stuff because it's hides
pre-sweated.
The sweat. Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever thought about getting those shots?
For
to stop your sweat?
The ones that killed Bruce Lee.
Yes, I'm so
right?
glad you said that. I'm so
Didn't
familiar.
he die from trying to stop sweating?
He died under mysterious
because Brandon died from shots too.
It's genetics are so interesting. The way things are heritable.
They can be puns.
Exactly. You never know.
The Bruce Lee memoir, they went into some different ideas as to how he could have died, because he had gotten his sweat glands removed so he wouldn't have pit stains anymore. But he also
because of that yellow outfit, because it showed so much.
Well, I think it would be fine on a yellow outfit. Yeah, and he's always shirtless. He didn't want the sweat.
But I always feel like sweat makes you look better shirtless.
Yeah, I guess you're right. We should dig up Bruce and tell him this.
Well, I mean, I just would like to have a conversation with the man.
It feels crazy. Like, I hate sweating, and it actually is an impediment to like work frequently when you're in wardrobe and stuff, or like your makeup is running, and you feel really bad.
Is it cold on that set?
Yeah.
I always look at that set and I'm like, it's got to be
freezing.
Like letter. Also, I know Adam a little bit, and he's an older man that schwitzes.
Yeah.
And so you're like,
we keep it cool.
It's got to be a little bit like,
and we're all in suits and yeah.
The Lumen's got central air.
Lumen.
You have fans in the you have like the little guy.
We do, yeah. I do. I had a little fan in the desk.
Yeah, Sam
because
Richardson,
they're always worried about me.
Yeah, no. Sam Richardson, and he will not mind me telling the story. When we did Champagne Ill, it was in Atlanta from June to August, which is like
I would evaporate.
Yeah, I couldn't.
You would walk out.
I'm so desperate to work, and I would say like, for real.
And we were both like, when they greenlit it, they were like,
your wardrobe budget, because I'm gonna need quadruple.
Exactly, and we were in all this like streetwear for the show. He had just done a movie with Will Ferrell, who gave all the cast members a gift that was like an industrial. It looked It looked like a crude hair dryer that was like with a giant battery pack that you loaded and unloaded like a handgun. And he had it with him all the time. And no matter what, it would be like, boom.
Did you have to reload the battery all the time?
You have to put it to your head.
Because it was heavy duty.
It would go so quick. Yeah, you have to call it right here.
All right, it's time to cool off, boys.
Hey, why are you blowing it into your mouth? Do you have to do it with your toe?
Hey, the back of my neck is really sweaty. I'm gonna kneel. Can you just put this gun?
No, but it was like it changed the game for when I saw that, because it was such a
This
giant.
is good to know.
Yeah,
I like knowing about the other real sweaters out there.
No.
Link up with
I
them
I am awful. Yeah. Because I get sweaty too emotionally. So like something like a director could be like, could you actually like go left, or you know what I mean? And I will just like start to sweat because I've been singled out or whatever, you know. Like,
I was gonna ask why that made you emotional.
Also, it was really funny. You had
gentlest note.
Directors like, go left, you use your right hand to go right.
Yeah, I'm like, no, but all of it was wrong. But you know,
and that's
how I ended up sweating. Now I'm sorry, can I get those tissues?
I'm sweating now.
Well, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like the slightest bit of
let's light up a few of these puppies.
We're like Craig Robinson with the preacher towel.
Yeah, the slightest bit of like stress, and my forehead will start to sweat, and then I'll notice that my forehead's sweating, and then my body will start to sweat.
It's also like losing an erection. Like, the more you think about it, the like harder it is to get back. Like, you start sweating, and you're like, fuck, okay, I'm sweating, and then it's like, now you're sweating about sweating. You're in like the meta sweat.
Yes.
Sweater.
That's what's happening here now. Now that I know I'm sweating, this will be hard to turn off.
Oh yeah, and now we're catching it from you. Patient zero. It's good to know that it's cool in there, because
it is.
Because
comedy is cold.
You need comedy to be cold.
Yeah.
You need comedy to be cold.
Wait, I worked on I was a recurring extra on 30 Rock, and we shot at Silver Cub Studios. And if Alec was on the schedule, like everyone would wear hoodies because Alec insisted that they drop the temperature like 8 degrees, 10 degrees.
Well, I'm sure Alec was popping sweat.
Yeah, well, he's a big boy. He's barking at a lot of people, and he's wearing suits. Donaghy's always wearing suits. So, grips on indoor shit always wear cargo shorts and like a fucking shredded
cold,
t-shirt. Yeah. But all of a sudden now they've got like fucking everyone knows like, oh, he's on. Put the, Tina's standing there in like a winter coat inside.
Everyone's got to make a big deal about it.
He's like, Grandpa's here is what he always used to say.
The default should be cold because if I sweat, it affects the product.
Yeah.
I agree.
But if you're shivering, just, you can
deal.
Use it. You can't use it when you're like sweating so bad.
It can ruin the entire show.
Yeah, you have like your thin female co-star who's like blue and kind of like pink.
Do you get nervous? You get nervous around Stiller?
No.
Not anymore, but like...
No, honestly, not really. When I like auditioned, yes.
Yeah.
But then after that, he's always so like locked in that
he's intense.
If I was nervous on top of his intensity, it would be an impossible
He probably
situation.
also enjoys that you're not nervous because it doesn't,
I think so.
lets him relax.
I think probably, yes.
Yeah.
I try to be a chill vibe on the set.
Well, we're a long way to get there, but you kind of answered the question. That's one way to stay alive.
Yes.
Is kind of be a little chill, which I think
is legit. That's serious. That's a real approach of mine.
You always struck me as at peace.
Yeah, your vibes are pretty relaxed, and even the characters you play are always kind of like a little.
It's a little bit of a duck on water situation where
We're underneath.
Internally, I am roiling. So again, I can't also do that outwardly, or I wouldn't be able to function.
Are you roiling when we improvise?
No, improv. I'm
because
enjoying.
You're so steady.
Yeah,
you're so calm.
That's like That's like my, happy place, sort of.
That's
like
funny.
Being up there.
When I'm improvising, I'm the opposite.
Me too.
I'm going ape shit, but inside it's like I'm feeling so smooth. Like my energy on stage is crazy, but in my head I'm like, this is the most comfortable I've been.
And I'm the opposite of that.
I
feel like comfortable on stage, and my head is like, I'm like, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I am pretty relaxed on stage. In the rest of my, this is something I do to stay alive. I don't rush ever. So like I'm not trying to catch a light. I'm not trying to like run after a train because I just am sort of like, it doesn't matter. So I will not be someone who ends up in a like caused by me stupid little accident. That's like one of my
holy shit.
approaches.
That's a really powerful choice. Also, something I might say about you, like in a roast battle, like on a guest, like my man never rushes.
Yeah, but I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't.
That is good for you.
What about you? You had oysters. Right.
Well, here's another thing. I'm vegetarian, so not even going to be an issue.
Okay.
And that's another thing. That's another thing I do to stay alive.
Natural segue.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, so let's change that for like a lion mane
cheese.
a lion mane mushroom.
Sure. Like
And
a kind of old one.
And it's old.
Yeah.
And
You're
you're
eating old mushrooms.
And you're at the movies. Right. And
you're seeing a working man in 40X with me again.
Yeah.
And unfortunately you're in the middle. And it hits you.
I don't sit in the middle. I sit on the aisle.
Okay. So it hits you on the aisle, but you're all the way up close because they're the only tickets you could get.
Okay.
And you got
probably
to
wouldn't
get
be
to
there,
the
but
bathroom. You got to get to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You don't rush?
Well, again, I wouldn't be in that situation because I'm not sitting down front. I'm just not seeing the movie. I sit on the aisle. But yes, if I have to take a shit, I will waddle. But
a brisk waddle.
Yeah,
so you found a way to not rush, even if you have to shit. You're going to go at your own pace.
Yeah, and I'm not going to like. I wouldn't be pushing anyone over to get to the toilet. Like, if I shit myself,
it's not a fire.
Yeah, exactly.
In reality, though, this hypothetical situation does not need to be analyzed this much, but when you have to shit, like rushing is maybe a little risky. Like I'm very like when I'm about to shit and I got to get somewhere, I'm more like. I'm like one giant leap for mankind. Yeah.
That's a metaphor for my whole approach.
Right.
It's risky to rush when something is dangerous,
Right. So do you do a lot of prep?
Do I do a lot of prep?
Yeah, for
The HIV drug?
yeah.
Just to keep things super safe.
We'll just keep your T-cell count up.
I want to rush. So I'm on prep.
I'm on every preventative treatment.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, do you do a lot of, like, not just for work, like, because people who don't rush to me means that they've planned it or thought about it.
Yeah, I do, but I also just don't care about the outcome sometimes. So it's like, not in my work for any casting people.
Yeah, this is a podcast. Don't judge him on what's
First
happening.
of all, no one's seeing this. No one is. Do you know?
Casting director, it's time to sit down and watch Staying Alive.
I like to be prepared.
You wear a watch?
I wear a Fitbit.
Ooh.
That looks like another thing you're doing to stay alive.
Yeah.
I think we're discovering, Zach.
Well, I was gonna get into this in that truly I think my approach to this stuff changed kind of around when COVID happened, which happened to time out to when I was like getting into my mid 30s, like, you know, things were starting to ache, things were starting to be like, you know, struggles that I didn't used to have to worry about. And I think, but like I truly said, it was sort of more of a like, well, if I'm going to be alive, I might as well make it like a little better than it was going to be. Like, it's really more of a harm mitigation approach than a life extension approach.
Okay, I get it. Yeah,
yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I think that even in doing harm, in mitigating, you're extending because it's like, and stress. We've talked to a bunch of cardiologists who have told us like stress is such a big problem. I don't think you have that problem.
I do and I don't. I stress about things that don't matter, but I don't stress about things that most people stress about.
No, it seems like a throw pillow idea.
I hate staying at your place, man. You got all those posters everywhere.
My phrases.
It's just like wine o'clock is not a real time.
I mean,
this plane is taking off at wine o'clock. Make sure we're boarding at 45
and
minutes.
And that's not the best place to be having wine.
I'm not flying the plane.
And I know you're not rushing to get there.
I'm definitely not. But I stress about things like if I can't find something in my apartment, if it got moved and I don't know where it is,
it starts ramping up. I know that experience.
Like, do you have a little OCD?
Yeah, like I have anxiety. I have like an anxiety, generalized anxiety with OCD flavorings, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting for someone again who presents to me as like the calmest cookie on the planet.
Duck on the pond, man.
Wow.
But it's the big things that other people stress about. I'm always like, who cares? Like, what does it matter? You know. But then little things that don't matter, I like.
You do have control over where your AirPods are supposed to be. They were right here on my desk this morning. Now they're not.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you don't find them and you have to go to work without them one day, all right, whatever. You'll find them when you get home, or fresh eyes. Someone else will find them. Like
the amount of times when I've lost something that I have to go like, okay, sit down for a sec. You're literally spiraling. Like I'm like ripping drawers open. I'm like, sit down and breathe and just think about where this
Which is what you seem to do for everything else but like the things of order that you can control.
I think maybe yes. Yeah. It's like the little things I spiral out over and the big things I'm like, none of my business. Like I can't.
Again, that's not that unhealthy to me. That seems like actually good. Like, as much as you think you're like obsessing over the small things, to me it sounds like you're just kind of like anybody grasping at straws on things to control while you're plummeting towards your death. And
I think the COVID thing, that was a real moment of that where it was like, I can't control this at all.
You can control like your environment.
I can control that I go for a walk. I can control that I try and sleep more and like, et cetera. But I can't control this disease that is ravaging the planet.
Are you sleeping well?
I'm sleeping pretty well. That, what helped me with that is I got a little dog who, if I don't sleep on a regular routine, she gets confused and will piss everywhere. So now I have to kind of like stay on my.
You got a
Your
dog.
dog walks you, like more or less. It's like, all right, time to go to bed.
It really is. It's like when we first got her, it was like
You're very treat oriented.
I'm 100% food motivated. Seriously, basically.
Preach your choir.
It's actually for real.
I food motivate myself. I go, hey, if you finish this, you can have an egg sandwich.
But if I say stay right here and I don't come back for a while, you can move. You don't have to wait by the door.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
Well, you say that now. I shit my pants in the movie theater.
My dog really has helped me like get a handle on my sleep schedule. Because when we first got her, I would like go to bed at 2 some nights and like 10 some nights and all these things. And then she would like piss in a random corner because she wasn't getting her routine. And so now it's like, okay, I have to take her out between this time. And then I know I'm gonna have to be up to take her out. So I don't want to be tired when I get her up. So that's like kind of, she is in charge.
That's good. I believe the phrase they use now is called sleep hygiene. And that sounds like some good sleep
Do
hygiene.
you drink?
I don't.
So that's
Another
got to help too.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you fat? You're a vegetarian who doesn't drink. What do you do? What kind of cheese?
Pizza.
I was gonna say, what kind of cheese routine are we
They
on?
just opened a new pizzeria in Brooklyn, and I think I found out why.
First of all, I had a pretty good head start when I got into these things. We're not operating from
Not
from
raised
a place
veggie.
no, this was. I actually
What
did
were you raised on?
pizza.
Where?
In New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah,
Where in
you
New
gotta
Jersey?
get some pizza.
Trenton, New Jersey.
Hell yeah.
Good pizza. But during COVID, I went vegan for like 8 months.
COVID?
Yeah.
COVID-inspired veganism?
COVID-inspired veganism, and also just because I wasn't going anywhere. So it was like the social aspect of veganism was much easier when I was 100% in control of what I was eating. There was no like, oh, we're going out for dinner. Like, can you even eat anything?
Yeah, I hope
like,
they don't have cheese. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was like an 8-month situation that did make me feel a lot better, unfortunately.
Dude, is there a worse feeling than you're like, holy shit, I took 3 months off drinking and got 8 hours of sleep a night and got my steps in every day. They were right.
It was,
and then you're like, the second that falls off, you're like, I know it works, and I can't even bring myself to do the thing that works.
that is, and then really was cheese. It was like, I can't stay away from this. So to circle back to your question of how are you fat?
I ask all the female guests that, so I gotta ask the men.
And what's your exact age? But you eat, what do you eat? Like,
Biologically?
you eat like buffalo mozzarella like an apple? Like, what's going on in your house?
My morning burrata trough.
No, you know, it's not that. Just of the vices, that is the one.
Cheese.
I'm not like a sweets guy.
Right.
I'm not a, it really is savory, sweet, or I mean savory.
Like
and
a cheese,
cheese and
like a cheese plate. Would you crush
pizza?
a cheese
Oh yeah,
plate?
I would crush a cheese plate.
Oh my god!
What about the?
I've
what
ordered
about-
a cheese plate to a room, like to a hotel room alone.
I've done that.
Fucking like,
I've done that many times.
Yeah.
When I do that, that's me having a healthy meal.
that's a salad.
It's
a cheese salad.
because that's not the pizza and the fries. And,
Right.
yeah.
The not rushing thing. Sorry to jump back to this because it really. In the last couple years, I thought I really hated waking up early. But what I learned was I don't hate waking up early. I hate rushing in the morning. So now, even though I have to wake up early, I still push my alarm like an extra half hour before. And just the ability that I can like sit and sip a coffee or not blaze through something has improved. The lack of sleep is not as bad as like rushing to get out of the house and feeling like you forgot something. And now I've brought that into everything. I get to the airport mad early and I still find myself rushing at times, but I really am on the trying not to rush tip.
Yeah.
And it really does make your
remove stress. It's
Oh
like-
yeah.
specifically stress. And then also to tie our whole conversation together, I sweat way less when I'm not rushing.
Oh, that's an awful feeling, an awful sweat. One of the worst sweats of all the sweats
the arriving at the airport?
or the morning of a flight you're not ready for. Like,
Or even like a morning meeting or something and you have to rush to get there, or like any event where you have to rush to get there, and then you sit down and for the first 8 minutes of hanging out, you're like, hold on, can we get another round of water? You know, like you're fucking.
It's hard in New York too, because in New York, like I like you have a meeting in Midtown or something, you'll shower at home, get on the train, and by the time you show up to that meeting, you look like you've been through fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's why I don't shower.
Yeah, that shit'll slow you down.
No
rush, baby.
No rush, baby.
But that is, I'm early to things. I was early today.
Yeah.
I showed up, you know,
right
on schedule.
I like to be early. I mean, I like to be early.
That's true. You were here before us.
I like to be early. I think also for the same reason. I just haven't analyzed it. But I often don't rush.
Yeah.
I'm not a rusher. I will like.
You're a father of 3, so in times rushing is like not your mandate.
Sure.
Someone's making you have to rush.
Someone's making me have to rush. Like we have to get there at this time. But even that, like most of the time, I'm up before the kids. Very rarely am I not like ahead of the game. You know,
we spent time in our youth, and I don't want to speak for you, Zach, but like I spent time in my youth being like snapping awake and being like kind of because I was drinking or drugging the night before, and I'm like, I have 40 minutes to get to the thing I have to, and like I'm like, I do not ever want to experience
or like
that again.
staying up the whole night to get to the airport and you're like nodding off and waking up, like that's a horrible thing.
I would never do that again.
No. The most grown-up thing you could do in that moment is realize that 1 hour of sleep in a hotel is still better than just being like, let's just have 2 more drinks and go straight to the airport.
Because that's a walking through. There are times
somehow in your 20s, someone just tells you, you know what, you might as well just stay up, and you go, you know what?
That's right.
That makes a lot of sense. And then you're just like fucking farting on a plane, and you just like nasty pig man. Oh.
I think at the time it does make sense though.
It feels like it because you're also trying to squeeze the juice out of every event.
And your body is different. It's different. I support all you young kids out there.
Like I have a 6 a.m. flight home tomorrow to LA.
But you're not going to go out all night tonight,
No,
are we?
I'm not. I hope not. We're going out.
I don't plan on doing that.
I can't. I can't even eat that much of spicy.
I can't even eat that many spicy meatball.
If any casting directors are watching, I'm sorry. I have worked to get rid of my Italian American accent, but it comes back every once in a while
when I drink,
and I have a couple of grappas.
And when I have a couple of glasses, I start asking about your finances.
Everyone becomes more of a stereotype. Zach, what are you using your Fitbit for? Steps, heart rate, sleep? What are you getting out of it?
You know, I've become a bit of a data collector, man. I also have a.
I was going to say characters, but you know,
sitting at that desk, putting in the numbers.
Yeah, you know, it's hard for me to leave my work at home. It's coming.
You know what's crazy? There are people that will be like, not a lot of people will watch this, but the people that will watch this will be coming for you. Like they'll be the crazy people like on threads and stuff that write about Severance every week, and they'll be analyzing this discussion, thinking that there are things when.
He said he was cold. Now, okay, cold is 4 letters.
It's just 3 garbage people.
No, I have said at least 3 things that are huge season 3 spoilers.
We're not going to say what.
Not going to say what.
Thank you, Zach.
I will be getting a phone call about it.
But let's just say corgi puppies.
Dude, people will.
You should like fake spoilers out. Like
my algorithm. Well, I mean, do you watch? Because I'm as a super fan. I do watch like shout out to J Buck's videos, and I do watch some of the people
I haven't
after.
seen that.
Have you watched any of the? Because there are people that do like full reviews day after with like.
I haven't. I see some of the like fan edits and short clips and things like that, but I have not dove into the
it's
the,
wild
after show stuff.
It's cool. I mean, it's like,
it is. It's amazing.
It feels like Lost or something. You know?
It is wild. It really is wild. Especially this season has been crazy. How much like energy people put into it and like make their own art and make their reviews and it's crazy.
Do people come up to you? Are you getting more freaked out? Has any of it been negative?
No. I mean, my little dog who controls my sleep schedule, she hates when people come approach me. So like that's the only time it's weird is that I'm like out walking her and she's having a good day and someone will be like, hey, I do. And she is a vicious little Chihuahua mix. So she will lunge, throw her full body at them, try and like.
Oh, wow. That's a great way to keep it.
She's going to like escort you down red carpets and stuff. I mean, like she's going to be like your private security.
Yeah, she does mandate the length of the interaction.
She's your Scarlett Johansson. Have you read all her stuff recently?
No.
Scarlett Johansson, like if someone comes up to take a picture with her, she goes, no. And they go like, why? And she will say, because I don't want anyone to have a record of the two of us in the same space at the same time.
Space. Yeah. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I know.
That's crazy. Like, if someone said, if she said it to me, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. And then she walks away, and I'm like, wait, what did she mean by that? So what data are you nerding out on your Fitbit?
Well, so I bought a Withings Smart Scale.
Okay. Oh, wait, we've discussed this previously, so let's get into this a little.
So John and I are on a fat guy chat. This is important information for the whole world to have. We're on a chat of fat guys. We talk about being fat. I shared my Withings Smart Scale. I got the advanced level one, so you have to put your bare feet on it, and then there's a bar that you pick up and hold, and it scans your whole body. And it gives you your
Thetan level.
Yes, it tells you if you're clear, and it gives you like fat percentage, muscle mass, water content, all this stuff. It gives you some other like electrodermal thing. I don't know. It gives you a bunch of stuff, and then I have this. So I'm just a data collector at this point.
So are you weighing yourself every morning on the Smart Scale?
Not every morning, but a couple times a week. Yeah. Just to check in, see how things are going.
I have a very complicated relationship with a scale, surprising literally no one.
I hate a scale. I fucking hate it. I hate looking at, like, hotel rooms are probably the only place I weigh myself, because
it's always crazy when there's a scale in a hotel room. I'm like, what the fuck?
They're always there. They're always there.
But I know I don't get
it's the only place, because like I don't want to know.
Yeah, well, in a hotel, I'm always on my worst behavior. So it's
I'm unobserved.
Yeah, I feel like I've gone the other way in life, where I'm on my best behavior in a hotel.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like I don't want to spend the money, maybe, or I'm more conscious about what I'm doing.
Well, there's like, I do think I can maybe get behind this a little bit. I think I agree. It's maybe because there's new ways to spoil yourself in your 40s.
Yeah.
Like when I was in my 20s, spoiling myself would be like going down to the hotel bar, having 4 bourbons, and then getting room service to go. But then all of a sudden you're in a hotel and you're like, I don't have any of my normal triggers. It's all up to me. And it's like, oh, I'm going to get a fucking green juice. I'm going to hit the hotel gym. And that's like a new way of treating myself.
I think that's how I approach every time in a hotel. It's almost like a time for me to like get it right,
like a spa getaway.
Because as you know,
there's
like,
no kids. You don't have
most of my diet is like chicken nuggets that I'm picking up. Like I eat an extra 10 chicken nuggets a day that normal people don't interact with. Right. You know, like they're just like always around.
Just like in the couch cushion on a fucking table.
Every day there's another pizza bagel that someone else didn't interact with that I eat, that like is like added to my diet, you know? And so when you get to a hotel and you're alone and you're on your own schedule, it's a time to like reset and like, you know.
For me, it's more, I think also, vegetarian options at hotels tend to be in the pizza category. It's like pizza or like a pasta kind of thing. So, or it's like,
or you can eat a salad,
a green leaf salad with nothing. There's no
but
like
you're going
veggie.
right past that. On the
No, I mean,
let's be clear. If you say the only vegetarian option is pizza and pasta, and then you go, and then you go, they also do have salad. I guess you could get a salad,
but they don't have veggie like protein options. It's literally just like leaves, right? It's so, you know.
Usually they do have like a grilled chicken option, but like a salad.
Well, chicken, I don't know if you know this, is a meat.
Yeah, he plays Texas rules, which Texas
open the gift I sent.
You know what's funny? There is, I have noticed recently, there is a lot of confusion around what being vegetarian means. Because when I tell people I'm vegetarian, the waiter will go, "Is eggs okay?" And I go, "Yeah, man, eggs is fine." Or they'll be like, "You can have cheese," and I'm like, "Yeah, I said vegetarian." I didn't
but
say,
you want to have chicken?
Eggs is
eggs is
a vague
Why
one.
are you laughing at the
I gotta give the waiter.
Why the fuck are you laughing at me, Zach?
the flesh of the animal.
What's the fucking egg?
The egg is the egg on the animal.
I'm sorry, but life begins at conception.
Okay. I didn't know. I guess I didn't know that this was
A pro-life. First of all,
I guess
that
that's
is
literally
not
the point of the show.
That is
Your
not.
show is
We're pro-life. We're so pro-abortion, but we're pro-living.
We're
I'm not for fucking
100% pro-abortion. I'm not 100% egg is not a meat.
Okay. I mean, there's certainly conversation to be had, but it's not a meat to me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, and that's really what
Or
matters.
to the dictionary, or to sort of.
So I
anyone
guess
who
you don't want to have a conversation, Zach. You are. I also got to say this is the whole interview because you started going. I don't do anything to stay alive. Motherfucker wears a Fitbit, measures his body fat every day, fucking every day,
couple of days a week. I like you're backing up. Not every day.
Like you are clearly obsessed with this shit, dog.
But it's not in my head about staying alive.
Okay.
It's about staying
Informed.
It's. Have you heard of health span?
Yes.
What kind of fucking cult are you getting into?
I think he's about to quote Dr. Peter
I did
Attia.
not read the books you left for me, okay? The books you left for me, I did not read.
I know what health span is.
But I recently, 5 years ago, heard about this concept of health span versus
Everything
lifespan.
you say is a lie. Everything you say is a lie.
It's not.
Corgi puppies.
I have a corgi puppy. It's a chihuahua. It's
I
violent.
would like to have a healthy life, but not necessarily a long. I'm not like I want to live to 120.
No, you're not. You're not measuring your son's hard-ons.
No, I'm not.
If you want to live to 75, you want to be able to do things into your 70s.
That's what I'm focused on. Is
got it.
whatever the age where
Got it. Thank you for
where
clarifying.
death comes for me, I would like to still be moving around and that thing. So I'm not trying to stay alive.
That is such an intense pull quote. That is such an intense pull quote.
It also doesn't make any sense. He's wearing a
You're
Fitbit.
married. What would your wife say?
A married man wearing a Fitbit who measures his body fat on the regular is like, I don't give a shit.
I mean, you got to
Run me over with a car, put me in a
I
cage.
totally believe you.
Put me in a cage, run me over with a car. I don't give a fuck.
I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to happen, but that's none of my business.
He doesn't sweat the small. He doesn't sweat the.
Feed me through a tube, fuck me with a robot, I don't care.
Okay, that I agree with.
That's fine. That sounds good. I do have a question though. What are you guys going to do when your first guest on this show dies? Are you going to issue?
It probably
gonna
will.
take
It's going to
it
be
down.
one of us. It's probably going to be one of us. I really do think it's going to be one of us before any of the guests, even the old ones we've had.
So we just in one episode I get up, trip, hit my chin and die.
And then I'm like,
and then the music cues, staying alive, and I'm fucking bleeding out on the and fix this.
oh man, no, I don't know. You know, I think as you said, like the part of also why we do this is because you said you can't control it. Like,
yes,
we are both our parents died young, and we are of the mindset of like you can't control when it comes for you. You know, it's like it could be tomorrow, it could be now, it could be 50 years from now.
Yeah.
So the things you can control, you know, you want it to be pleasant.
Yeah, like off the health span tip, like we can't control when we die, but we can control how we live our lives in the meantime.
Yes.
And it's kind of like
that's one of my pillows.
I know. You held it over my face for like a few minutes.
You can't read it if you're trying to kill me. It's hard to read. You might want to tell it to me before.
One flew over the cuckoo's nested me. It's a verb now. I did that body fat scan thing once at a place where you lay in a bed and they do it.
Yeah.
And I was at like 30-something% body fat.
Were you like,
yeah, but when it and they weigh you on the bed too, and then they say like this percentage. So I learned I have like 95 pounds of fat tissue on my body. That's
that's
a lot.
wild.
But I will say,
I know people. I know small people who weigh that much, and I'm carrying an extra person around.
Well, you know, you mentioned having a complicated relationship with the scale.
Yeah.
also do as a big fella. But one thing I like about this scale is it's like I also I have started strength training with the goal of not being alive but being strong and health span.
So you didn't answer any of those questions honestly because of the phrasing? Because of the simple phrasing? And even now, you knew the whole time that you have been strength training?
I was being honest. But yes, I've become almost obsessed with it.
We are at the hour mark of the interview.
I do now lift weights 4 times a week.
4 times a week?
Yeah, I
you
do.
look fucking young. You look young, dude.
But what I like about that scale is even if I'm gaining weight, because that number can be a real like head fuck for big guys especially, I can see that I'm making progress in other areas.
In the muscle tone and fat. Because muscle weighs more than fat, something I remember saying to about every woman I ever met for the last 25 years.
Sure.
I got muscle and that's why I'm 310 pounds. This is
carrying an extra person of muscle. The extra person I'm carrying is yoked.
Let's just say if I'm carrying 90 pound of body fat, that does leave 225 pounds of muscle, bones, and organs.
That's right.
So underneath, bro, I'm fucking yacked.
Dude, you're going to be a Marvel star. I know it.
Yeah, just as Marvel is crumbling, they're going to bring me in.
Yeah. Isn't there a character you look like?
Hercules. The new drawings of Hercules. But they gave it to Brett Goldstein. I think it
They gave it to Brett Goldstein?
Yeah, at the end of
He's the size of my boot.
Yeah, and also they never used it again.
I am happy that a Jew got a superhero of stature, though. That's nice.
Yeah, it feels good.
Of stature.
Well, because we only have Ant-Man.
Okay, I mean he technically is he can become the biggest.
Yeah,
one,
but
so in terms of
then
stature,
he's the smallest.
Now that's the most Jewish thing about him.
Yeah,
is that he can become as big as he wants, but he's always complaining about being small. But I'm mostly small. No, but you can do it. Like, but
but it's a whole to do.
It does use a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So, are you enjoying strength training? Are you feeling better from strength training?
Yeah, a lot better. And it's something I was never into growing up or in college. It was like I kind of avoided it. I think as a fat kid, sometimes you kind of are just like, I don't want to
be involved.
Even think about my body.
The gym is high anxiety.
It can be, yeah. For me now, though, it's not at all. It's like,
are you working with a trainer or off like a program?
I'm working with a trainer, and then I also go to my local Planet Fitness and see what's going on in there.
So you're doing a couple of days with a trainer, and then like 1 or 2 solo in the gym. That's awesome.
That's a lot of working out.
Yeah, and it's not to stay alive. I just want to be very clear.
No one asked really why.
You did ask.
No.
It was the opening question.
What are you doing to stay alive? Nothing. I'm exercising, weighing myself in. I'm a vegetarian. I walk my dog every day, but that is not to stay alive.
And I'm kind of obsessed with the stats.
Well, what's funny is, and I did answer honestly, this all happened slowly, and it was like, I found myself addressing specific things. It was like, my back hurts. So how do I stop my back from hurting? Strength training is like a great way to handle that.
You're a
then I
results
started
guy.
getting into that. Yeah, and it really was these like specific lifestyle things more than a like larger goal of like, I gotta be alive.
Lifestyle.
Health span, lifestyle, these kind of things.
Span.
Yeah, health.
Not lifespan. Not lifespan, but health span and lifestyle.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you. Health span is not a word.
It is. It's a buzzword.
Now.
We are wellness podcasters. We have to pretend we know what health span means.
Health span is bullshit.
It just means like, yes, you can live to 95, but from 75 to 95, if you're not ambulatory or you're on like require super care and maintenance, it's not the same as like a health span.
Do you work out on set? Have you, or has this happened since you've rapped?
This has happened since I've rapped.
Do you plan on kind of getting like a Peloton in the trailer type deal, or like what's your?
No, but honestly, because of my sweat, I can't.
You like your trailer's 60 degrees and you go from trailer to set.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be, or
you guys got a cold plunge put in. So
I would have to wear a wetsuit underneath.
Are you cold plunging yet?
No, I'm not.
We got to take you to a cold plunge.
Now
this guy's all about.
I'm skeptical on that.
I'm skeptical on the actual
I don't
results
think
of
the
it, but I'll
science-
tell you that it
just
feels
fun.
fucking
Yeah,
good.
it feels good.
If
Maybe
there's a
I should.
placebo
Yeah.
effect, if it's just a placebo effect, it's still worth my
It's
time.
okay to
I
feel
think.
good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
I think you would really like a cold plunge.
And I'll tell you what, if I'm like, while we're on this topic, I think in the last year or two, I've really increased my sauna and cold plunge usage. And what I've found is that I am a little more adapted to heat.
Sweat
And I
resistant.
sweat less now than I ever did
Interesting.
before. I used to sweat way more, but now after spending 160 degree, 200, whatever the temperature is in all the different saunas, I have gotten better at not sweating, which
Now,
is
that's
kind
the type of thing that'll get me interested.
Yeah,
in
it's
it.
results
'Cause
oriented.
As you can see,
No, I mean,
gotta get a head sauna for home. You sit with like a Skinner box on.
So are you dreading? I mean, I hate to break it to you, pal, but you're going to be doing a lot of award shows this year. Are you dreading it?
Because I hate formal wear too. I hate wearing that many layers.
yeah, I don't love it. I have started working with a stylist who I
Nice.
really like, and
Oh,
who
nice.
works with
Give us the name. You can always use a stylist.
Megan O'Connor.
Okay.
She's great. I think she's great for bigger clients. Like
Love it.
she knows how to find
Megan.
stuff. Seriously,
Hit me up
Call us.
on Instagram.
she knows how to find stuff that I like, that I'm comfortable in, that looks good. So I'm less like dreading it because of that.
Don't you think that's the most stylist? It's such a luxury to have a
100%.
stylist, but I feel like for guys like us who have body stuff, it is one of the most stress reducing paychecks you can write.
Oh yeah.
100.
Because when I started using a stylist, it wasn't even about I think of myself as fashionable, I could pick my own clothes, but it was just the fact that the stylist had my measurements
Yeah.
and was like, "Here, this will look good on you."
Yeah.
It changed
It's a game changer.
everything.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And also just like the idea of look, I got these pants in 2 different sizes. We'll see which one works. Because if I try something on and it's too small, I can fucking spiral in a heartbeat.
Oh,
Right.
big
Yeah.
time. Big time.
That's a very difficult thing for me to deal with.
You have any brands that you're liking?
Yeah.
You got it on
We've-
right now.
we've talked
I know about
this.
the one bone.
This is a one bone. This is a one bone shirt.
I was gonna
I'm
ask, it's super cool.
obsessed with one bone.
One Bone.
It's a Canadian big and tall brand, and it's 70% of my clothes. at this
Really?
point.
One bone has been lighting up the fat house chat for a while now.
I've been pitching one bone.
You got stock?
chat. I don't. I should.
That's the next step.
Well, you should be modeling for
Yeah.
them. One bone if you're watching.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
But yeah, I love that brand. They're great. True Classic is another one that's good for. I think have you worn True Classic?
I believe I have got true. My hack is Tommy Bahama makes their life starts at
Sure.
extra large. They don't fuck around. This is double XL and it's big on me, whereas a double XL from another designer would be painted on.
100%.
So to me, Tommy Bahama and Ralph Lauren, American companies,
American Heritage.
Heritage companies, they know a little bit. They're a J Crew double X is a legit.
I
double
always
X.
find Ralph Lauren sizes me correctly.
Yeah.
There's something a Ralph Lauren large is they're we know.
Yeah. If it's,
You know,
and now because I know Tommy Bahama double XL fits me when I have a little bit of money and I'm I just go 4 shirts added of new cool patterns
and
and then
find vintage Tommy Bahama too. That would be even cooler than the new stuff.
for sure.
I might have to Tommy it up. I'm a little I don't know if I can pull off Tommy Bahama.
I think you could,
I tend to keep it more
Black hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the black hoodie king.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that.
This is about as adventurous as I go in my,
Yeah. And
it's
in my
gray and
personal
black.
style. Yeah, exactly.
but that's also there's a Steve, we were talking about Mantzoukas and Steve Jobs before. There's a certain there's a reason those guys do that. It's it just cuts out a stressor of the day. It's
Yeah, Steve Jobs is one of my biggest influences.
comedically. Really,
Well, he's a data nerd.
when you're doing those scenes in Severance, you're thinking about the old iPhone
presentations.
Yeah.
I see it. How's Merritt Weaver?
Incredible.
The best,
Yeah,
right?
she is the best.
God,
She's the best.
you're so good in those scenes.
Did you meet her? Was she there on your mandated walk day?
No.
Because we actually we had our season was split in half by the strike.
Yeah.
And so like we had shot some of our stuff before, but then we spent a bunch of time together on the picket lines and like got a lot closer doing that and then finished up the season after that. And I think that probably helped.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
You're so good in those scenes with her.
Thank you.
You're so good.
Yeah, she's the best. She's like incredible.
Wow. Do you find it your game gets raised when you're working with people that are like when Merritt, I would be like, oh shit, I better be good today. Like,
I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, on Severance, it's like every scene I'm in is like that because
like John Turturro
it's stacked. It's crazy, and it's like I think I had gotten used to the group from season 1 because we did that together, and then they were like, "Oh, yeah, we're casting Merritt Weaver as your wife in season 2," and I did have that moment of being like, "Okay, well, I better like
get my shit together."
I better like remember my words.
For sure. But she's great and is like a great teammate as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
She was like, she didn't like big time you.
No, not at all. She's very. It was also that stuff that I haven't had to do professionally before. You know, I'm come from the improv comedy world, so it's like they're not often like, all right, now we're gonna really get into like your
your gut
emotional arc.
Yeah.
But she made me feel very comfortable with all
doing
that.
it.
It was great doing it with her. Yeah.
Oh, that's
awesome. Amazing. It's some of my favorite scenes.
Thank you.
Yeah, so good. And like it's awesome to watch because you're so funny like naturally, but then you're just like rip your heart out, you know, really, really good. No, I'm trying not to.
No, I mean, it got me emotionally in season 1, you know?
Closet scene and shit. And then season 2 is just like.
Yeah.
And then season 3, some of the Corgis stuff is.
Yeah. Well, I'm not allowed to talk about my role.
Yeah.
You know, I did.
Because it's all motion capture.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about. Yeah. I was supposed to do something in season 2. And then I think during the strike, it took a left turn away from it.
Sure.
But the thing that I was supposed to do was like wild.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to you about it.
Yeah. Do you guys have like a paywalled?
No, we don't even have a Discord. We don't really care about
We're not in this for the money. We're in this to berate our guests into saying, "Why the fuck did you lie to us?"
Yeah.
We're here to invite a friend on to do us a favor and then go, "What is your fucking problem, you liar?
Zach knows
eggs are meat."
I see where you're coming from.
Zach knows we're doing a show. This is a show.
Yeah,
it's all a show.
You're a bloody liar.
I think the record will show that I was forthright and honest.
I think the record of this overall podcast will side with every guest over the two of us.
Yeah. I've listened to a little bit of it so far. I come across less than likable.
I
am
at the point where I cannot listen to myself. So like
oh, dude, you're the saving grace of the pod. I'll tell you.
I'm looking forward to listening. I didn't even know it had launched yet.
Really?
Neither did we.
Yeah. We didn't even know. Yeah. I didn't even know that this was on video. I thought that these were.
I was warned about.
I put these cameras up for alibi.
One crazy thing about the scale is it can tell who is standing on it. Whoa. Because when my wife stands on it, it makes a guest profile immediately for her. It like can sense through your.
You weigh 115 pounds. You are 29 years old.
Yeah, essentially, yes. Like it really, it does. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh man, we got to get a smart scale in here and do some measurements. That could be fun. Smart scale, if you want to sponsor. What's the brand name?
Withings.
Withings. If you want to sponsor us, watch this clip and get pumped. Yeah.
When do you go back to work at Lumen?
I don't know.
Oof.
Yeah.
Not until you get your bench press up to 315.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they.
Are they going to write in your jacked physique?
We'll see. We'll see if it lasts that long.
Imagine you reach out to like the team and we're like, you might want to write up me being jacked next season. This season rolls around and you have not fallen off.
FYI.
Yeah. Hey, bad news, guys. We got to do some rewrites.
This is still sort of a new thing for me, so I'm not sure. I'm
super
sure
confident. Hey, Ben, you might want to make sure my character's jacked in the next season.
And since we're casting those other ones too.
Lifting weights, I find, is good exercise for big guys because it doesn't have that like out of breath experience with it, and it lets you get some muscle mass. And then all of a sudden, you feel like if your shoulders are a little more defined, or your back is a little less painful, or when your arms are sore or your legs are sore, it feels great.
I think that's for everybody,
right? It is, but there's something about like you're a big guy, you already have good levers, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
Or you don't want to do cardio. I mean, like cardio is truly the worst for anybody with. Is the air conditioning working?
No, yeah, they opened the door.
They just fixed it. The cardio is the worst for anybody that doesn't want to like move their body and feel it move. You know, it's like you don't want to be.
It's
running.
tough. Yeah, as a big guy, it's tough to find cardio that you can do without
like the incumbent. You don't want to be on the incumbent bike.
No, the recumbent bike.
The mincumbent.
The incumbent bike is the one where you carry the bike.
Yeah, that's why I hate doing it.
Yeah, that one does suck, to be fair. Skinny or fat, it sucks to just walk carrying a bike. Just carry the bike around.
I thought that was the exercise. I'm like, why does it need the wheels?
It's better exercise to walk carrying a bike than it is to ride it, which is kind of complicated.
It probably is.
But I keep doing mine up a hill and down the hill, and I'm always like, why don't I just sit on this thing?
But yes, I have found that's true. Wait,
What are we talking about?
I have found that's true.
Yeah.
It really is a game changer in terms of just like feeling in your body.
Yes, the appropriate, like the feeling, the mind-muscle connection, which Arnold talks about a lot, is real. And then you feel that. And then all of a sudden when you're like, oh, underneath here, I have some muscle mass. That feels
good.
It feels good because you're like, well, now I want to get rid of this layer so people could see your muscle mass. And while we are a health and wellness podcast, we are not experts. I do know for a fact that carrying 1 pound of muscle burns more fat per day at your resting metabolic rate. It burns more calories than a pound of fat. So every pound of muscle you add we accidentally burn calories just by living, by digesting, by walking, without any exercise involved. And the more muscle mass you carry, the easier it is to burn. So that's why those huge bodybuilders, when they're like fucking insanely fat in the off season, all they do is like morning incline treadmill walks, and they carry so much muscle mass that the calories fucking fry off, and and they get so fucking lean. So there is something good to building up an extra 10 pounds of muscle that'll just casually burn extra calories every day.
I'm not going to stop eating that pizza. So,
Zach, it's been so fun having you. Do you need to plug anything, or do you not care about that either?
I mean, I don't have anything right now, really. You know,
except the biggest TV show in the last 10 years.
Check out Severance if you haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have,
it's such a bummer. I'm dying to ask you questions, but I know you can't answer them.
And our producer brought noise canceling headphones and an iPad for me, so she'll let me. So you guys can talk about it when I'm super.
Does it
distracted.
bother you when friends ask? Because like I know like the common person that you don't know is going to be like, oh, blah, 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 but like it's so good, and like, does it bother you when friends are like?
It doesn't bother me when anybody. It's like. It's a show I like being a part of. I like being on it. I'm happy to talk about it. It's a fully positive experience for me. So there's no like.
I would kill to have one of those.
Yeah, I mean it is honestly
20 years. 20 years.
Very lucky.
It's 2 decades in television. I haven't had one of those.
Yeah, it's cool.
I beg to differ.
101 Places.
101 Places was the only time in my entire career where my imposter syndrome was not activated.
Yeah.
I felt completely comfortable. It almost felt like there weren't cameras there, and it just was like, if True TV didn't fucking drop the ball.
My wife and I were day ones and watched every episode.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions about what's going to happen in season 2 of that show, we're down to answer.
What number did you get up to?
8
of 101. We have 93 left, and we'll get to them.
I would like to see it hit double digits.
At least 10.
Yeah.
2 more cities.
Yeah.
It might really bump heads with our current job of trying to stay alive.
That'd be great, though. I think the dichotomy is where it's really at.
Yeah, that's what makes human beings so interesting is we have this drive to stay alive. Some of us.
Not you, obviously.
Right.
Really a thing I'm worried
This is what makes humans really interesting, but I choose not to go the interesting route.
Yeah, none of mine.
Well, next time I'm in town, let's get a fucking pump.
Sure.
on.
Yeah.
I would love to lift weights with you guys.
Let's
I bet
do
I
it.
could keep up now.
Yeah, you sure?
I
keep up.
No, because I can't. I can't put up racks like you guys probably.
Me either. I'm still very much a beginner.
I like being at. I'm starting to enjoy being at the gym.
Me too.
I think it's fun.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
it. I love it.
Awesome. Well, Cherry, you're the man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank
This
you
was
so
fun.
much for being
and
here.
I just want to one last time be on the record. I'm not trying to stay alive.
Okay, yeah,
Dude.
Thank you. You got it.
No one got
you
the
disagree with the
I don't
conceit
wanna
of our
be-
podcast.
No one
okay?
got the impression that you were happy to be here. All right, I'm ready.
That's all in, by the way. That's definitely being used. I'm sitting in Zach's wet ass chair. No, I'm just kidding. That was a hell of a chat. Zach cracks me up so much.
He's
man.
so funny.
Yeah.
I'm a super fan of the show, so
Right.
it's like it was awesome just getting to ask a little Severance questions and stuff. But I also am a super fan of Zach.
Yeah, I mean he rules. I have not watched season 2 yet, but now I really want to.
Dude, you are gonna burn. I'm jealous.
Yeah,
you're gonna burn through it. It's so good,
Yeah.
and he is like. Sometimes you forget that he's your friend, which is my favorite thing that happens, and it happens so rarely with us. Is like,
yeah.
One of us will get a job and you'll be watching and you're like, wow, this thing is so good. I forget that you're like a trash person.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Or like, I can't believe you and I did this dumb improv scene, but now I'm watching you like absolutely crush. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's not like yourself or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's so different from him. It's like, and he's also like, he's always been such a funny person who he is. It's like great to see some layers.
Yeah, well, yeah, you just like it wouldn't be like less impressive if he was crushing it in a comedy, but like I know he's funny. I did not know what he's actually capable of until I watched Severance.
It feels like there's a lot more too. Like
I think we're gonna see a lot more.
I know, because I think he's gonna be a huge star. Like to me, even before Severance, if you were to be like, who's going to blow up? I'd be like, Zach Cherry.
Yeah.
Like,
he was already kind of getting stuff that you're like, oh, this dude is value added in every scene he's in. And
totally.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's funny from performing with him, but then you also see him in shit and he's like, oh, he's got a great look. He's fucking funny as fuck. And he's great. I'm glad we really dug in on him and found out that he actually is a bit of a liar.
And a stickler for titles, I guess.
Oh, man. Still happy to have him. Cherry, if you said you're going to start listening to the pod, I don't think you're listening to this episode, but
you know who is? Stiller.
Stiller is. And Stiller, do us a favor, stay alive.
Benny boy.
And come on the pod if
dude.
you want. Come on.
Quit fucking around. Get on the pod, Benny.
Get over here, Ben. Well, I guess I'll see you next week. Or at least they will.
Stay alive.
Little foot bikes.
If we do that, does that go up?
Let's find out. Right now, I'm at 3, 3, 2, 1.
What does that even mean?
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that with your little dinosaur arms?
The arm, because you got to get the watch to move, right? Yeah.
It did go up. It went up 10 steps.